good morning. Tahmina Khan is here in TKmaths is Fun. In today's video, we will see 2 or 3 questions on the topic sequences, which is a part of the syllabus of O-level mathematics. You can see here my website address and my blog address related to topic. If you want to see videos on any of the topic, you can refer to these sites, and I will put the link in the description as well. So according to syllabus, you need to understand the number sequence pattern. You have to find the relationship between different sequences, and you have to generalize the term also. So the examples I have taken here, 3 examples from past paper, you will see all these concepts there, right? And linear sequencing, quadratic, cubic sequencing, exponential, you should understand them. In this video, I have not completed it. In the next video, I will. So you should know them by heart. The moment you look at them, you should realize which type of sequence is this. So just for the reference, if you go to my website address, what I have done here, I have put all the topics in the syllabus here. If you click on any, you will get to the videos which I have made under that topic. So it's a good resource to have a quick recap and revision. Similarly, I have done on my website blog address, I have put the headings of the topic which are in the syllabus, and then the videos I have made for that topic. So you can refer both these for quick revision. So let's see the question here. Here is the pattern given to you, and question is saying find the 8th line of the pattern and 9th line of the pattern. So if we see this pattern, suppose this is line number 1, line number 2, line number 3, line number 4. So what is happening? Whatever the line is, you have to start with the square of it and then minus the square of a number less than this, right? So if I say write down the 5th line, you will say 5 is square minus 4 is square. And how you will get these numbers? If you try to make the connection, because I don't want to do the calculation. So if you see 1 plus 0, 1. So forget about the square and just add, add the numbers. It is minus sign, but we have to see the pattern, how the result is coming out. So we are adding these numbers, like 4 plus 3 is 6, 3 plus 2 is 5. So this is what you have to recognize through whatever the pattern is given to you. So if question is saying find out the 8th line, so it's simple. 8 square minus 7 square equals to 15, because 8 plus 7 is 15, right? So you understand, don't say it's minus here, so why we are not subtracting. We are actually understanding the pattern through which we are getting the results. Now for the nth line, when we are generalizing the pattern, we use the letter n usually. So if it is 8th line, then it is 8 square. So if it is nth line, then it will be n square. This number is 1 less than that. So if it is n, this will be n minus 1, right? And how do we get this? By adding these two numbers. So n plus n minus 1. This is how you will get it, equals to, which is equals to 2n minus 1. So in this way, you generalize the number. So if you have to find out any number which is unknown here, so you can use this formula, and in place of n, you can write whatever the line you're talking about, right? So let's see, if question is saying use the pattern to find this out. So what will you do? You have already understood, you will simply do 340 plus 339 and you will get the result. Then we will see the next part. Let's see the first part first. So 340 plus 339, right? The integers x and y are such that it is 701. So how we will get what is x square and what is x and what is y? What comes in your mind? Definitely y is 1 less than s. So I can say y is equals to x minus 1. So instead of y, I can write x minus 1 square. Yes or no? And then you can solve it. And second method is using this thing, because 701 is the result of this. And in part 2, you have just figured out the nth term formula to get this result. So if you put 2n minus 1 equals to 701, So you can figure out the value of n, which will tell you what is your x, right? So simply we are solving it and we got n 351. And n is representing this x square. Y is 1 less than x. So the other number will be 1 less than this. It will be 350. So this is how you can figure out your values of x and y very quickly. And if you want to check, you can check it. Let's see the next past paper question. Two are simple. The third one is little challenging. But I've just put here to, set the mind into this frame, that how to work around number sequences. So the missing number in the sequence, if you try to figure out, if you see what is the difference between 3 and 1, 2. What is the difference between 6 and 3? Is 3. So what do we get from here? That to get the next number, we have to add one more in it. For example, it is 3 plus 3, 6. Now next will be 6 plus 4. And then that number plus 5. You get my point? So the next number should be 4 more than this. So it will be 10. The seventh term in the sequence, whose nth term is this? Now always remember, whenever the nth term is given to you, n represent the number of the term. So if it is saying seventh term, you just need to plug in 7 in place of n. This will give you what was the number at 7th place. So it is 20th. An expression, acha, by the way, in few questions, examiner says write down the first three numbers or first three terms of the sequence. Now if question says first three terms, so you will substitute n1 in it, then n2 in it, and then n3 in it, right? If question is asked differently, because it is asked in few questions like that. An expression in terms of n for the nth term of the sequence. Now here you have to find out the nth term, like generalize for this sequence. So there are different ways, but first of all, let's see the difference between between two terms here. So the difference between here is 4, difference here is 4, difference here is 4. Now when the difference is common, then there is a specified formula. And what is that? Let me tell you here. So always see if the difference is same, common difference, it means you can use this formula, nth term formula, a plus n minus 1 d, right? Now, in this formula, a represents the first term of the sequence. Now, if you see here in the sequence, the first term was 5. So in place of a, you can write the first term 5, and d you have just figured out the difference, which is 4. Then open the bracket and you get here 1 plus 4n. So this is your nth term for that sequence. Now this is something interesting. It is simple but looks very challenging, but actually it is not. So this diagram, which is small triangles which are joined together in the form of parallelogram, is shown here. So in each pattern, in each figure, figure 1, figure 2, figure 3, the number of triangles are given here. So rather than counting here, you can see how it is increasing. So can you figure out what will be the next one? I think it's simple. We are just adding 2 in each. So next triangles, the parallelograms will have 10 and 12 triangles, right? Now keep watching it carefully, because the last part is very interesting and connected with part A and B. Right now we are doing part A. Now question is saying, find an expression in terms of n, the number of small triangles to use to make a parallelogram. So basically again to find the nth term. Now it is very much like what we have just done. The difference is common in each between two numbers. So the formula is known, and beside that you can see here that, so let me just continue. If you want to use formula, a plus n minus 1 d, right? So a is 2. Instead of n they are using m, so you use m, and difference was 2, right? So if I'm using it, it will be 2 plus 2m minus 2. It will cancel out and you get 2. So using that formula, you're getting 2m. And directly also, if you see here, what is the connection between? First figure is giving you 2. So 1 2s are 2. Second figure is giving you 4 triangles. So 2 2s are 4. So we noticed here the pattern, which is very simple, that just by multiplying 2 with the term we are talking about, we get the nth term. Here I will call mth term because I'm using m. Okay. So next is part B. Now here, small triangles are made. Big triangles are made with the help of small triangles. Now if you see here how many small triangles are in each big triangle, what do you see from here? What type of sequence is this? 1, 4, 9, 16. They remind you square numbers, right? And it is like 2 square, 3 square, 4 square. So this will be 5 square and this will be 6 square, right? So next numbers are easy. 5 square is 25, 6 square is 36. And very interestingly, it is actually the square of the number we are talking about. So first triangle, 1 square. Second figure means second big triangle, second 2 square. Third big square or triangle, 3 square. Fourth one, 4 square, and so on. So when question says find out the nth term formula, so it's straight away n square, right? You don't have to do anything in it. It's n square. Now this last part, it's very interesting. If you read here, it is saying by comparing the diagram with part A and B, find an expression in terms of t. Earlier we used what? We used n, we used m, and now for this one we will use the letter t. So can you see any connection here with respect to part A and B? In part A, it was parallelograms, right? And in part B, it was a triangle. So do you see any connection here? So if you see here, I have just divided it into parallelogram and triangle. So this is figure 1, part A, and this is part B, figure 1. Now this one is figure 2 of part A, and this one is figure 2 of part B. So what is actually happening if you see here? We are joining or adding the figure of part A and B, right? This was figure 4 in part A and this is figure 4 in part B. Similarly here. So what will happen now? How you will get the t-term formula? Simply adding the two formulas you have figured out in part A and B. In part A, you figured out 2m n, and in part B, you figured out m square, right? So we are giving them the name t here. Now question is saying how many small triangles are used to make trapezium 5? So, trapezium 25. Now this is trapezium, these are trapeziums, right? So trapezium 25 mean in place of t, you will write 25. So you will get 675 small triangles. So thank you very much for watching this video. Please press like and subscribe button and share it with your friends. Take care. Allah Hafiz.